Hi everyone and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to discuss Season 1 Episode 3 of Atlanta, which is of course the new show from FX, Donald Glover created. The episode is called Go for Broke, and full spoilers for the episode as always. So, how did you feel about Episode 3, Connor?
Yeah, solid. It kind of lived up to the trend of the first two for me.
Um, I would kind of agree with that. I thought there were some very funny moments. The opening sort of prologue scene is Aaron trying to buy a kid's meal from a fast food restaurant
Cracked me up.
and being told that he was turned down, which actually I don't know if this is you've seen this as much, but I noticed a lot of women actually quite like to get kids meals, like grown women.
Yeah, it's just because it's a smaller portion.
Yeah, it's a smaller portion, so some women like that, and so that's whole idea that she can't sell a kid's meal to an adult is.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I got the feeling almost that she was just being vindictive because she could tell he was broke.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it felt like anyway. But that was fun.
But
And
I
then,
think the bit that really cracked me up is when he walks away, shushing the woman.
yeah,
Oh,
because
his finger up to his lips, but he just holds it there as he walks away backwards.
he gets a cup for water, and he notices no one's looking, or at least the person who was serving him was not looking. So he actually sneaks something else from the
It was
machine.
Diet Coke.
Well, whatever. It was the point is it wasn't water, so he sneaks something else that he's not meant to because he's not paid for it, and yeah, he just backs out, just shushing this other woman who catches him. But nah. So the main two plots of this episode is that Aaron wants to take Vanessa out on a date, despite the fact that he's broke and budgets for the exact amount of money he has after expenses this week. But when they get to the restaurant, he all the deals that he thought was on, all the like the happy hour menu and all that, have all vanished, and it's all very expensive food, which made for some hilarity as the waitress was clearly talking them into taking more stuff, and Vanessa kept saying, "Yeah, give me that," and "Yeah, give me that," and
She kept just upselling him.
yeah. So that was good fun, especially when he goes to the bartender and says, "Can you ring me up and tell me how much this is going to cost? I got something for market value," and he just tells him he's broke and laughs and walks away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not to gloss over the amateur valet guy outside who seems to have
Oh
just
my god.
taken it upon himself to offer basically like watch on their cars in this crappy
Yeah,
neighborhood.
pretty much.
Um, but yeah, nothing. Which I thought was amusing enough, but the part that made me laugh the most was when he came back into the restaurant later on for someone else, and he's like, "Oh, Mister, whatever, your car's been towed."
Yeah. I think it was great though when he was like, "How much?" He goes, $10. It's like that's the same as the valet. And then he kind of haggles him down to six, and he's like, six isn't bad.
Even though this is the most sketchy thing ever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Paperboy and Darius are making a drug deal because that's what they do to make money when they're not selling rap tracks. And Aaron tells him early in the episode, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that, but be careful, just don't get killed, whatever." And Darius thinks it's wise, and it looks better if he shows up with the suitcase full of money handcuffed to his wrist, but he forgets to bring the key. And him constantly asking Paperboy if he's got the key on him. Especially as the tension rises, because this group of people they've went to go see to give the money to murder someone in front of them, and just
Yeah.
generally speaking, they have a threatening presence as their scenes roll on.
I mean, to be fair, it starts with them not meeting where they said. It starts with them rolling up and going, "Yeah, we're going to the woods, and you're coming to us."
Yeah, and again, it was funny when Aaron has to call him to get some money so he can pay for the meal, and
And then
they
you
make
have
him
to put on pay speakerphone.
put him on speakerphone, and he starts talking about the deal and how the crazy
were scared of
Mexicans and
them,
yeah, all that stuff. So yeah, and I don't know why Darius never thought that, oh, they can just open the case and take the money and let him keep the
Because
case.
he's a high, crazy weirdo.
Yeah. No, it was not bad, and it ends with some fun because it actually ends with some good drama as Aaron and Vanessa have a fight about him like pursuing this whole rap career when he could just be getting like a more regular full time job to take care of his daughter, and they have a sort of bit of a debate about that and how it's immature, and he kind of says something he shouldn't about what she wants to do with her life, and you know, it does the kind of thing that the first two did as well, where it adds this layer of poignancy to it.
Yeah,
Over
it's
the
very like
jokes.
real life struggles over the comedy.
Yeah. That said, the issue I had with the first two, where I wasn't in love with it, I would say that's still kind of there. That said, maybe I'm just getting used to it now because I found this one easier to get through.
Yeah, maybe it's just a case of you just kind of adapt to it.
Yeah, maybe. But this one had more of a clear plot from start to finish, which is my big complaint about episode two. Is episode two felt like it was just kind of.
I still stand by what I said about episode 2, where it felt like they knew they had to double that up with 1. Because this didn't feel like this. It felt like it was an episode of the week, whereas 2 felt like it was part of a binge.
Yeah, it did.
So I do feel like they were aware of that, and that's why they had it that way.
But their pacing has gotten better. Their pacing was better this week. So I actually think this is the best episode yet. So, good job, I guess. It was enjoyable. So, yeah, I guess we'll be back next week with episode 4. And I hate to say that because we have so many shows next Tuesday now. But, yeah.
You can't give up on decent TV, can you?
You can. You can. Especially when this has elements worth talking about more than some comedies do. Because it is playing with tropes and, stuff like that. And it's playing with stereotypes. In fact, one of my favourite moments is when they're lying in bed, Aaron and Vanessa, and she says, "Why do you always have to make me the angry black woman?" And he's like, "Well, what's wrong with being a stereotype? I'm a stereotype. I'm like practically homeless on a bed. It's great." Like, I enjoyed that conversation. It was like a nice, it was like bringing up the issues, but having some fun with it. Because you do that. Like, if you're in a crappy situation, regardless of what it is, you tend to use your sense of humour to, get through it.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously he's struggling right now. He's not having a lot of money. She's angry at him, has to take care of the daughter. And, but they're getting through it with humour until the next fight, which is just kind of, I guess, very realistic because, you joke until you can't anymore.
Yeah. It's also true that, compared to most comedies, this has a lot more plot and direction and focus to go with.
It does, yeah. It feels like it's got an arc running through it. So it'll be interesting to see where it ends up at the end of the season. So yeah, that's episode 3 of Atlanta. Let us know what you think of the episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that jazz helps us out a lot. And yes, we have a lot more shows starting up over the next couple of weeks. We'll be covering a lot of first episodes. We won't be continuing all of them, of course. We have to just try them, and if they're bad, they get dropped. But
it does seem like we'll be continuing more than we expected, though.
Yeah, Connor sent me a very angry message before we started. Not angry at me, but angry at the world, because a show that we were... I'm not going to tell you what it is, but there was a show coming up that we assumed that it was going to be bad and that we'd be dropping it immediately, but the first reviews are all hinting that it's actually going to be quite good. So...
Which, it's like, great, yeah, sure, more good TV. That's a good thing, but it's like, damn it, I really wanted to have at least one of these things just written off. Like, we thought we could safely assume that was a free hour of our lives.
Now, of course, our rollout of reviews of Black Mirror Season 1 and 2 and the lead up for Season 3 is still continuing. Episode 1 of Season 2 just went up, so look out for more of that. But yeah, look out for more videos. Keep watching TV, guys. Find us on Twitter at mild_fuzz, and we'll see you next time.